Now, you see, this is something I wish a teacher would have shared with me when I was starting my first year. Good morning, YouTube. How are you guys doing? This is Fun and Fourth here. It is about 7 o'clock early in the morning. During this summer, it's been a long time since I've gotten up at 7 o'clock, trying to get myself back up earlier and earlier to prepare for the new incoming school year. So, just a status update. I am still not in my classroom just yet, so I'm still waiting to hear from administrators on when we can move in. So I wanted to just share a few things this morning, so you'll excuse me if I'm a bit fresh to face with no makeup or hair done. I haven't even begun to get myself ready yet. I just wanted to share a few things this morning with you guys, and these are some things that I wish that I would have known when I first began teaching. So last year, as you know, was my very first year teaching, and I happen to have had two excellent mentor teachers who taught me very well. So I'm about to share with you guys some things that I feel are very, very important going into your first year of teaching. And so, yes, I love my classroom, and yes, I love decorating, and that was the fun part of the year. But reality starts to set in when those children hit your classroom, because these are lives that you are affecting, and that you have to make sure they're learning something. So, the very first thing that I want to share with you guys is data is always the third person in the room. Regardless to how cute your room is, regardless to all of the decorations and all of the pretty things that you buy, all of the hauls that you do, the most important thing is to make sure that your kids are learning. And this is going to be reflected through your data. Because when you're sitting in meetings and doing your planning, and when those administrators are in conferences and you're sitting in on your planning meetings, data is always the other person in the room. And regardless to whether you're a first teacher or not, you're still held accountable for making sure that your kids are learning. Especially, I happen to be in the state of Texas, so you have to make sure that each and every student is learning. And most importantly, you have to make sure that you're doing differentiated instruction for every student. And you may say, well, dang, Fun and Fourth, how am I going to do that? Well, the easiest way is to get to know your kids. And now, I will say this. Oh, there goes my phone. We're going to pause for just a second. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So, what I was saying was, the very first thing that I would say would lead you to great instruction is your classroom management. Um, Classroom management is going to be your key, because without classroom management, you can't you can't teach. So it's important that you have a system in place for everything starting on the very first day of school. A system for everything, how to sharpen the pencil, who sharpens the pencil, how to stand in line, and make sure that you are modeling these behaviors. What does it look like? What does it sound like? These are things that you have to have in place from day one, and stay consistent, because the minute that you do it for one, or show it for one and do not show it for the other, the kids can sense that, and they begin to demonstrate behavior. So from day one, nip it in the bud. If they do not follow the procedure, be sure to nip it in the bud the very, very first day. because if you lose them after that, you lost them for the whole year. So classroom management is very, very important. Make sure you have every system written out, ready to go, ready to model from day one. And that's the whole key to begin instruction. So when I say differentiated instruction, that means that every student learns differently. So if you got this student learning, but this student is not picking it up, or you may have a group of students not picking it up, how are you going to show them? What are you going to do to go back and revamp the lesson that you've taught? Some kids are auditory. Some kids learn, more with more concrete methods. Some kids learn with being more abstract. Some kids learn just from listening and just from hearing you present the lesson. Or some kids learn by touch. They may have to feel the manipulatives in order to learn a little bit better. But the key is you have to know each and every kid and how they learn best. Make sure that you are using, especially if you're here in Texas, I don't know what they call it in other states, but we call it TEKS, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. So make sure that when you are working with your small groups, you are working with them based on the TEKS. It helps if you give your kids a diagnostic in the beginning of the year so that you'll know what TEKS they're stronger on and what TEKS they really need the most help on, so that you can work with them with an individual plan designed especially for them. So it helps that if you have to know your kids. Basically, bottom line, you're going to have to come up with a system that works for you to where you get to know each and every kid. And I'm going to share in a second video, because it's a little bit more detailed, what I use that works for me, and working with each individual kid so that each individual kid has a plan. And how I differentiate my instruction for each kid, but you have to make sure that this is the key to making sure that every kid is getting it. And that's going to be important, because data is the third person in the room. So I just wanted to share those few things with you. Those are some things that you want to think about. And I hate to put that burden on you while you guys are having fun decorating your room, because that is very fun. Setting up the classroom is one of the funnest time of year for me before the kids get in. But pretty soon the weeks are going to count down, and you're going to have a class set of 22 or 25, or some teachers out there may have 2 different sets of students in your classroom like I do, and they're going to be there, and you're going to have to know what to do with them. So those are just some tips to think about while you're getting ready, while you're decorating your room. After you're done decorating, finish that as fast as possible, and then begin putting your classroom management in place, and then start planning a way for you to differentiate your instruction for each one of your kids, and you'll be happy that you did. So I wanted to share those thoughts with you guys this morning. So be sure to check out my next video, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything you want to know about, please just shoot me a comment and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you guys for watching my video. Sorry for the fresh face this morning. It's very early, and I'll catch you guys on the next round. Bye-bye.